Hi guys. We're Looping About podcast, and I'm Alicia, also known as AK47.
And I'm Liz, also known as Lizzie215 on Ravelry.
And we're still in my house. We just had to move because we're not getting the lighting that is conducive. And we might as well try it here while we have good lighting today and see if it'll work in our future.
Sunny.
Yeah. So today is beautiful. And I think the snow is coming on Wednesday.
Yes, it's
to the mountains.
Well,
not to here.
No, but on Friday it might be coming to my house.
Yeah, she lives closer to the mountains.
I live closer to the mountains.
What elevation are you at out there?
Somewhere between 900 and 1,000.
Oh, okay. So she's near Snoqualmie Pass, which is the first pass you get to on I-90 from Seattle.
Yep. And let's just say the dear hubby is very excited. He likes the snow.
Yeah.
I like the snow because I like to look at it.
But doesn't that mean his biking season is over?
That's okay.
That's okay.
It just means it's snow hiking season.
That's true. Do you guys camp in the snow?
Hell no.
You don't either. Sean will.
Rick totally.
And he keeps inviting me to do it.
Rick, I mean, my husband will too. He totally will. But yeah, no. Not happening at all.
So it sounds like you were recovering from a sickness.
Yes, that's why this podcast is a little late. We were supposed to get together last week, but
it's Liz's fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. I was pretty much on death's door.
Yeah, she texted me that morning and she's like, I don't feel good. And I was like, just stay home and sleep, because her son and daughter her daughter goes to school and then goes to her in-laws for a couple hours after. I said, while the kids are away, sleep. You don't need to come out here.
I tried sleeping. I couldn't.
No.
I tried for probably about an hour and it just wasn't coming. So then I watched cheesy movies on Netflix.
Okay, so you rested.
I rested.
You turned your brain off.
Yeah. I couldn't even master the power to knit while watching the cheesy movie. I just vegetated on the couch.
Then that's real resting for a knitter.
Yeah. But yes, I lost my voice. Obviously, I'm slowly getting it back. So pardon my hoarseness during this podcast.
Well, do you feel like talking about the sweater you're wearing?
Oh yeah. So as promised, this is the one sweater I have knit myself. And I want to say
extra R's in there.
I want to say Antros. I'm just going to say Antros. It is by Shannon Miller.
Uh-huh.
And it's a beautiful sweater. It is Aran weight yarn. And it was super fun knit, super fast, like Alicia said in the last podcast.
And I don't know, can you see right here on her? There's some darts.
Chevrons.
Yeah. It's really cute.
So I usually don't like knitting with anything bigger than worsted, but I made an exception for the sweater because I really liked it, and it's a really well written pattern. It's my first sweater, so not too shabby.
Yeah.
It was a good learning experience. So
there's some garter. Your garter is until it goes into the round on the collar.
Yes.
Right, and then you join in the round after you did have that button band.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's beautiful. We kind of have the same style sweater on today.
We do. Remember? So Debbie Bliss Merino,
yeah. But I'm wearing socks today. I think you're wearing socks today.
I am wearing socks. We will not try to lift up our feet above the table, but I finished my Girl on Fire socks, which had been on the needles since February or March.
And they are beautiful.
Yes, they're very pretty.
You're probably seeing them right now.
And so yes, I'm very excited. So I'm wearing all the knits today.
So that was her first cuff down.
It was my first cuff down sock.
Will you do cuff down again?
Sure, if the pattern calls for it. Okay. If I'm not, I mean,
most patterns you can just turn the other way.
This one I think was better to do one at a time because the pattern is very involved.
Mm-hmm. And some mirrored. So you're going to be doing a separate pattern on each foot rather than just doing the same thing for the same line if you do two at a time.
Yeah, and the other thing on this one is you have to keep on moving the start of the foot.
Yeah.
Every 12 rows. Yeah. You moved it over 7 stitches? 5 or 7 stitches. Something like that.
It was very interesting.
So I think it would have been very hard to do 2 at a time and remembering to move the stitches over. So I'm glad I did 1 at a time.
Mostly because if you change your back needle stitches, how do you... You'd have to move it...
Well, no, you do the front, back. That's how you do.
But your stitches are going to move around that
corner. That's true. It'd be hard to move the stitch around the corner. So yeah, so it was a good thing that I did them 1 at a time.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your socks.
Those are my socks. That was my finished object for this week. If we're talking.
Was schmutzarella.
That was schmutzarella in the colorway Daring Chivalry and something else.
Daring Nerve and Chivalry.
That's it. Man, you're so better at this than me.
I do all the show notes. Can you tell?
I'm like, at least you'll just put up a little blog. I can't remember.
And I've got my sushi socks on from Desert Vista Dye Works. So, self-striping, of course, because that's her shtick. Minus the multicolored ones you can get of just the zombie colorways. Well, this one in particular is Megan Williams.
Okay.
And it is Three-Legged Race.
Oh, yeah. That's from ZK.
Correct. We got it in ZK 2015 as our gift with purchase. And I didn't knit it until, I think, early this year. It might have been January this year. So a couple years waiting for that one. I think I was going to use the skein we also got in that goodie bag. But then I just never got it together. So I finally said, I want to do this. And I'm doing DVD every month. So I might as well just get it done. So those are a favorite. I wear them a lot. And it's one of those, it just has a windowed panel in it. And so you're only doing something on the front of your sock the whole time. Yeah. So the rest is stockinette. So, but yes, I love wearing wool socks.
Yes, wool socks
are you finding wool socks are the best things in the wintertime now?
Well, I always had liked wool socks anyways. I always used to buy the merino wool socks.
Smart wool.
Yeah, smart wool and stuff. So it's just having, handmade socks is a kind of nice luxury for your feet.
Yeah.
I think they're the most practical thing you can knit, probably. I think that's why people knit socks. Because you always need socks. You always use socks.
I got rid of all our long cotton-made socks. So I replaced Sean's and mine. And they're lasting pretty long. Even though they're on a short rotation. Every week we're doing 7 pairs for each of us, right? And I think we only have about 7 pairs each. So they're lasting well. Nothing's gotten a hole in them yet.
Good.
And Sean is pretty hard on his socks, and I'm very hard on my socks. So for the longest time, I was doing it on zeros. But now I'm doing 1.5s, and I'm going to see how they
hold up.
I wanted to hold off to do the bigger diameters because I wanted to have some hard-wearing socks already in. So these ones, just in case these ones don't last as long, it wouldn't be noticeable because we'll already have a stash of socks that we're working on.
And plus, if you already had a haul, as your socks stash gets larger, there'll be less wear and tear on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I brained that one. I have a hoe this week. Some of you guys have seen this one before in person. So I started this sock for Sean. I did the ribbing on our road trip out to Minnesota this year. And then surprised him with something to knit on while we were at ZK. And he adored that idea. At first, he was a little apprehensive because he only knows how to knit. And I said, that's fine. I got past the ribbing. All you have to do is knit. And he said, oh, okay. So he had the tendency to twist stitches when he started to get tired. So he would pass it to me to do the turn because we were doing magic loop. And then I would just fix his stitches before I gave it back. So he went up into the heel flap. So from the ribbing to the heel flap is him. So it ended on this pink stripe. And then a little while ago, he told me, I've got different hobbies, and he picked up music production again. So I'm stoked that he has a hobby that keeps him busy at night. And he said, I really want those socks, but I'm not going to finish them. Let's be honest. I said, okay, I can finish them. So I finished the hoe for today. So this went with our current knit along. How did you do on that current knit along? Did you keep track of your weight or?
Yes, so far I have knit, of things that I have weighed because they were finished objects, I've knit 64 grams. Nice. That's without weighing this, what I'm currently working on now.
You changed a color.
I've changed 2 colors.
Okay, hold on. I'm not done with my FOs yet, but we'll get to that. But how many? 54?
64.
64 grams. Mm-hmm. That's enormous, Liz.
Yes. See, the minute I start talking, I cough. If I'm not talking, I don't cough.
So maybe I'll do more talking. Not like I'm not the one who talks all the time anyway. Sorry, guys. I'm the chatter. I finished a washcloth. Now, I'm hoping Lena isn't watching, but she might be, and maybe that's okay. Lena finally has an address in Sweden, and she's given it to me so I can send her a care package. And I've decided to send her a little bit of the swaps that she missed. So I made her a washcloth out of some cotton that Annetta gave me. Thank you, Annetta. I went to your stash instead of my stash because my stash is white or brown. And I thought that was too boring for a washcloth on this swap. So I made her a washcloth, and I'll send her a soap. I did the same one that Annetta made. It's called the Jelly Roll Baby washcloth.
Oh, cool.
Super fast. You cast on, this is free. You cast on 33 stitches, and you do like 20 repeats. And the repeats are easy to see because, I don't know if you can see in there. Hopefully you can. When I edit this, I'll notice. You can see that each repeat is a slip stitch. So you'll be able to see, and it's a slip stitch in front. So you'll be able to see how many repeats you've done, which is awesome because you can just mindless knit. It's a really simple pattern. Yeah, I recommend it. And they're tiny. See how tiny these are? These are for babies. I'm sorry, I just fell in love with it, so this is the size you're getting. But yeah, a soap and a mini train. So
it makes a good face washcloth.
Right?
Washing your face at night and stuff.
Yeah. So we'll say it's a face cloth.
There you go.
Yay. So she's gonna get some minis from the train that came back to us.
Yes.
And all the yarn is lovely. Oh my gosh, I can't even express. You guys did an awesome job in this swap. I hope you guys are happy with what you picked out. I mean, I guess you wouldn't pick it out if you didn't want it.
I hope you were happy with the selection. I hope everyone found something. Well, I'm assuming everyone found something that they like. So
everybody swapped. So that was good.
Yes, everybody swapped.
And the next time it goes out, I think we're gonna have 30 in there so that we'll have more of a selection for you guys.
Yes, we will have 30.
Does that sound like a good plan? So that was another FO. Third FO. Well, I did a hoe and 2 FOs. That totally counts, right? My hat's done. So this is the No Mountain High Enough by Megan Williams. Yep, I just repeated the same person in one episode. This is the Megan Williams show. Big fan. This has little chevron guys going up and down. So pretty. So the repeat is 2 of these rows, right? So you were supposed to repeat this section twice, and then like half of it, and then the decreases. So I took out a complete 18-row repeat, and it's still too big for my head. And I know I'm using worsted, and theirs was DK, but man, that's gonna make for a big hat. Maybe it's a slouchy. Maybe that was the intended purpose. But it's big. I'd put it on, but it's just going to make me itch all the way down my back. It was made out of Quince & Co. Owl in the Cielo? Is that?
Cielo is sky.
Cielo. Oh, there we go. Sky. And Snowy is the white. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew you'd come in handy for this.
I know.
Speaking of Spanish, do you watch Joji Locatelli's podcast because you speak Spanish?
No.
Did you even know she has a podcast that's in all Spanish?
No.
Okay. She's going to check it out and she's going to translate for me. She could be my subtitles. Oh, I'm so excited.
You're so silly.
So Liz is from Panama and Joji Locatelli is from Argentina.
Ah.
So I'm hoping their slang will be minimal in her podcast so that you'll know all the things she's saying.
Oh, I'm sure I can figure it. That's not, Argentina is good Spanish.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad slang.
Okay, excellent. Yay. It's because there are some huge variations throughout South America and Central America.
Yeah,
that you might have some hiccups of.
Yeah, but it's no different than like an American going to like England.
Yeah. We're going to the South even.
Yeah, you'd be able to get the gist. I mean, you'd understand probably 95% of it, and there'd be like that 5% that you wouldn't.
I'm so excited. So, yeah, she's going to watch that podcast for me and tell me what he's saying. I'll probably catch 5% of it. And she'll catch 95% of it. And it won't be the 5% she's missing. So that means we can get into...
No, wait, I have another finished
you have FOs.
I finished Hexies. I know I've been slacking on my Hexies.
I love that purple.
You gave me that purple.
I probably did. Oh, yeah. That was from the mini skeins from ZK 2016.
And then this pink and green one, Easter colored one, is Haverland Yarns. I don't know what the colorway is, but
we did the mini swap. Swapless swap.
Yes. And then this one came from our swap.
Gosh, that's gorgeous. Who sent that one?
Actually, did it come from our swap? It might not have come from our swap. Actually, it didn't. It came from the other swap.
We did another train.
We did another train with the Yarn Swappers group. Mm-hmm. If you guys like doing trains.
So that was the train from it, and this was a swapless swap from the same group.
So Yarn Swappers, you can look them up.
Gorgeous.
Yes, it is very pretty. So I'm very excited. So I got 3 done, which I haven't weighed yet, so I don't know how much they weigh for the train. But tomorrow I will be weighing several things. Because even though I didn't finish them, every gram counts. You don't have to finish it.
It's true. I haven't weighed the hat with the pom-pom on yet. Because pom-poms count.
Yeah, everything counts. So I will be weighing lots of things tomorrow. Right now, I have knit 64 grams of the things I have weighed. And you get an entry for every 44. So I at least better have another 24 floating around.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm at.
Yeah, that's why I've been keeping a running total on my posts.
I love that she's responding that she's counted it with a little, like, image.
With a GIF.
Little funny one.
Yeah, they're some of them are hilarious.
She's giving me some good ones.
So very excited. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure I have another 24, because the other thing, working on the...
But you have one more finished object.
I do?
You have a felted thingy.
Oh yeah, I have a felted thingy, but that's not.
She went off-piste and did some crafting.
I needle felted a little owl.
Isn't he precious? It looks like you might have gotten some help from somebody.
I did. It was a project with me and my daughter. And yes, my daughter is only just shy of 4. She'll be 4 on Friday.
But she can poke things.
And she only poked herself twice.
It's got little wings.
Oh yeah. My gosh. It's super cute. So how I did it is
it's Woolly Buddy.
I bought a Wool Buddy kit. Yes. Off Amazon. You can actually go to their website and get them too, but they didn't have the owls on their website. He looks a lot like that. They didn't have their
good job.
They didn't have their owl on the website, so I went to Amazon and got it.
Okay.
And then this kit has enough for 2 owls.
I think that was $20.
Yeah, $20. Okay. You're gonna have to take this part out because I'm coughing.
Okay. They send you enough to do 2. And on each of these kits, right here it says easy. There's also a medium and a hard. So take that with a grain of salt because this doesn't look all that easy. This is an easy one.
If I can do it, anyone can do the easy one. Because trust me, except for knitting, I am non-artistic at all.
I watched one of the videos to do one, which was the frog. I fell in love with the frog.
Yeah, the frog's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I think the frog one might be my next one. And you know what? I know a lot of people don't like needle felting. I found it strangely addicting because you don't even have to, like, once you get it into the shape, like, at least if it's the big shape, the ball, you can just sit there and be like, yeah, as long as you're not poking yourself.
Right. Or twisting the needle. Don't break it.
Don't twist it, yes.
So did you use the needles that came in the kit?
Yes, I used the needles that came in the kit, and I also, because I knew my daughter would want to help out, I bought this, which is a needle felting, like, pen thing to make it easier for her to hold.
It has extra needles, doesn't it?
So, so for large things, it's supposed to have 3 needles. My daughter already broke one. Okay. So it has 2, but the needles are pretty cheap to buy, so you can just buy a replacement needle and stick it in, and then you can either do 3 needles, 2 needles, or 1 needle.
And now, did each tool depend on what size needle goes in? Or can you put different size needles in?
You can put different size needles in.
Okay.
Because each needle, kind of like a sewing or something, they all have different diameters of heads. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really notice much of a difference. These are thinner than the ones that actually came in the kit. The kit actually came with some needles too. So
no more talking for you. And the kit's needles are just singular needles. They don't have handles on them. So that's good to know. So if you guys are thinking about felting, Sounds like it's fun and easy. Get an easy kit. But yeah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll talk about what I'm knitting so you can take a little break.
Okay, sounds
From
good.
more FO. The FO train is never gonna stop, guys. I'm really sorry. It's been 2 weeks, so we've
You're
been
on a roll.
crazy busy. Okay, so my ends aren't tucked in. Don't tell anybody. I'll tell the world. You don't tell anybody. I finished off. So that's where I was the last time we talked. And I finished a hoe. And then I finished its mate. So I got a faux going on here. So these are the companion mints pattern. So I took the bind out, the cast on stitches and all the things that the pattern says I used from companion mitts, which I've already made. And then I just put in Hermione's Everyday. Kind of see the blips of pattern in there. Now, because I've done Hermione's Everyday socks, this was kind of a boring knit for me and I had a really hard time motivating. But the second one went a lot faster than the first one, which was super happy. And I put in markers all the way down. So I put a marker in for where I started, and then where I started the gusset, I put in another one so that I could count it for the second one. So it was super quick and mindless. And then I would just transfer that to the second mitt as I went along. And so they're perfectly matched, good to go. I always shorten the thumb because I don't know if I have a stubby thumb. They always seem very long, so I shortened it by a few rows. But otherwise, my only modification was to put in Hermione's Everyday pattern.
And these were the companion mitts?
These were the companion mitts. Now, she has Hermione's Everyday mitts, but they're in DK weight. And I wasn't knitting in DK, I was knitting in sock. So that's where my thoughts went. Now, this took 45 grams. And the companion mitts took 45 grams. So I didn't run out of yarn. So I'm very happy. This qualified for our Harry Potter knit along that we're doing. And it qualified for one of the extra credit, which was Harry Potter Pals. So because I used Hermione's Everyday, it qualified. So that was exciting. Did you do any more for the...
Wait, what'd you say? So it qualified for...
The Harry Potter Pals.
Yes, okay.
Extra credit. So got 10 points.
Yay!
Yeah. My team is wildly awesome. If you're on my team and you're watching, good job, guys. So
she's on Ravenclaw, by the way.
I'm on Ravenclaw, and she's in Gryffindor. And so we've had this friendly rivalry because Gryffindor and Ravenclaw have been really close.
Yes.
Until, I think, 2 or 3 days ago.
And
where
then what,
Ravenclaw just went through the roof. So I'm hoping this carries on to November and December. I'm very excited. I'm already thinking of casting on Too Many Things next month, which is in 2 days. Oh, and I cast on for Detention, which is this guy. My swap came in, and my swap partner gave me this awesome bag.
Wow.
So my swap partner is in Kuala Lumpur, and she took a project bag to a friend of hers that sews and says, hey, what do you think about, do you think you could make a project bag for my swap partner? Yeah, I think so. So look at that interior. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's something in there. Like, it's lined. I don't know if you can hear it.
To make it stiff.
But it's stiff. Yeah. It stands up on itself. It's a bucket. I love it. I'm holding 7 50-gram skeins in there.
Wow. That's a nice size project bag.
It's a big size bag. And I think you've heard me say this before. I don't have enough big bags. So this was awesome. And so, of course, I put in my Detention right away. As soon as I could cast on, I did. Which was yesterday, actually. Now, this is the start. The band at the bottom of a vest. I'm very excited. And that vest is from the Knitting Wizardry book by Amy Clark Moore. Now, the patterns inside aren't all Amy Clark Moore. The one that I'm doing is actually by Emma Welford. And that's what I'm making. Can you see those drop stitches in between the cables? It's got like an asymmetric button band on the side. This is something that's been in my queue for a very long time. I've had this book for a very long time, to be completely honest. And I keep saying, I want to knit from my library. I really want to knit from my library. Have I? Ish. I think I do more from my electronic library, the one on Ravelry, where you can go to the library and see all your stuff and be like, that one. I've actually tried to do at least one from every row. In some rows, I've done the entire row, and other rows, I haven't even done one. But on average, I'm doing okay there. So, what are you going to do? So that was my newest cast on. That is using, hold on, Lush Angora wool. Yeah, that's a bunny, guys. So this is Classic Elite, and this is 50% Angora.
You know, Angora can also come from goats.
But this one says from rabbits.
Oh, okay.
So says the tag. So say we all. Is the tag even going to show? No. But this one says 50% Angora from Angora rabbits and 50% wool. I'm very excited. So this is 50 grams. You get 124 yards per ball. So I think I have about 100 extra yards to make this. And I'm longer or taller, so I'm going to have to extend. I think it says 14 inches to the underarm, so I'm going to do about 15 or 16. Yeah, I'll probably add 2 inches to that vest. And otherwise, I shouldn't be changing anything. I did a lot of research online for finished objects for that. I don't know if you guys do that too. I always go in there to look for helpful hints because I don't like ripping out things that I could have avoided if I would have just read something. Yeah. And there's a big size gap between sizes. So it goes from like 34, and then the next one is a 38.
Wow, that is huge.
Right? So I'm a 35.
Is it positive? Is it made with positive ease?
No. Or it doesn't specify.
It doesn't mention.
But she's wearing, this is the Heliopath vest. Sorry, guys. She's wearing a 30 and a half. And she's got endowment more than I do. I mean, I know I have a big back, but there's no way that her chest size is 31 and a half. So, I decided to go for 34 because people who made 38, well, I did a heavy research on this, guys. I'm going to admit it right now. I geeked out a little bit on this. So I went and opened up everybody who made a 34, and then I went through their projects and saw what they cast on for other things. Found one person who has that perfectly fit for me, whatever that one, you know what I'm talking about, the class you can take where you can fit all your sweaters to be you. Well, she didn't specify exactly what her chest size is. So I have no idea. I opened 15 of her sweaters. Couldn't figure out what size she was actually making because she was just said that she was using the
Please tell me you messaged her.
I couldn't. So I was like, okay, worst comes to worst, I'll message this person. But I just opened up everybody else's. But yeah.
Why wouldn't you message her?
I don't know.
I mean, it didn't even cross your mind, did it?
It didn't cross my mind because I needed to know right then.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't know when people are on Ravelry. And I'm on the West Coast, which I feel like not a lot of people are on when I'm on. When I'm on, the heaviest on Ravelry is right before bed. So it's like almost 1 o'clock my time, which means everybody's been asleep for probably 5 hours everywhere else. And then I don't know if California's on Ravelry at that point. And I don't think she was... Oh, this hat. Okay. Move the hat. I don't know where she lived. She might have been in like the Midwest or something. So I said, okay, that sucks. I've opened 15 of her projects now and I'm frustrated. So I'm just like, wait. There's other people who made a 34. So I went through there and I found that most people have a larger chest than 34 that did it. And I'm thinking it's because the drop stitches give you about probably an extra inch, if not, I think you get an extra 1/4 inch when you drop a stitch at a US 7. Could be wrong. It could be wrong. Don't quote me. But I feel I'm going to measure it before I drop the stitches and tell you exactly how many more inches I gained on this. Now I'm on 32, I think I'm even on 34-inch needles, and the cord is not showing. So I think this could fit me right now. And there's still going to be drop stitches that go all the way down to the cast on. I've never done that. Usually you have a yarn over. After you've done the ribbing, you do a row that has yarn overs, so that yarn over will catch the drop stitches before you get to the band. But this one goes all the way down to the cast on, so this is going to be fun. This is the second project I've done with a drop stitch. First one I really loved, and it was in purple, so that helps. I wore it a lot. So yeah, I'm very excited about that detention. And then I'm working on my thesis too. You saw hers. Let me show you mine. And then we'll let Liz talk some. So last I saw you, man, I don't know where. Oh, it was back here. Because it was that purple I had finished last time. But I added a speckled, like, blueberry, there it is, blueberry color. And that was from, I'll put it up. But we got it this year from ZK in our goodie bag, and they wound it on a fork.
Yes.
So Little Mini Skein was on a fork, and I can't think of who it is, but
was it Miss Babs?
Mm-mm. Oh. No, they have a dessert-themed name of yarn. And then I put in my poncho leftovers. So that's wool Miza. You can tell there was a change in density, maybe you can't tell, between this sock and this heavy lace, which we used in our poncho. And then I got into despondent dyes because I wanted to tie in all those rainbow minis over one color.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that they would be closed in one color. And I feel like that will help it be grouped when you look at it later with that solid color. And then I just started it on a self-striping red for this corner that's coming up. So I've gone all the way around. I have done 50 grams of knitting on this month.
That's awesome.
Now, I only pick this up when I don't feel like knitting on anything else. Now, that happened a lot when I was doing just my mitts. It's like, nope, I'd rather not do my mitts right now, so I picked this up. So I feel like this is my knit of lost knitting, right? So I wouldn't have knit on anything because I didn't feel like knitting any of the projects I had, but I picked this up. So this got progress in knitting I wasn't intending to do. So that makes me feel really good about this project when it's going to be slow, and we have to accept that. That's what a scrap blanket is. But I feel like it gets motivated by me not wanting to knit.
Yes.
But then I still get knits in. So I'm very pleased with that. And it looks like Liz might be ready to talk about something she's been working on.
Yes.
Lately.
So I am currently...
You were in orange last time.
I was in this light orange here.
Yeah.
Just past the yellow.
You got so far.
And because I finished my Harry Potter knit-along so early in the month.
I saw her cowl last time.
Yeah, her cowl. I've just been trying to work on all the little things that I have. So hence why...
All her whips.
Yep. Hence why I was able to do some hexies.
And you finished a sock.
And I finished the sock. And I've been working on this because I don't really want this to be a thesis. I wanted to get it done before 6 months.
Nice.
So I'm almost done with Clue 2.
Awesome. And then you jump to Clue 5 or something, don't you?
Yeah, because I'm making the medium size. And so that's cool. I think from here on out it'll probably go a little faster because there's no more beading left.
It's true.
I'm done with all the beading.
And the lace is really quick because it's in short rows.
Yes.
While you're doing it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. And then Alicia talked about what she put in detention. Mm-hmm. So I started a detention project too. One of the extracurricular challenges was free Dobby, so any size sock. And my daughter's been asking me for rainbow socks for forever.
Forever.
And then...
That's a good rainbow skein. Who makes
so
that?
So this was actually... This is from ZK 2015.
It's fishnets.
It's fishnets.
But I don't know what the colorway is.
And the colorway is...
You see all those rainbow colors?
42 degrees opposite the sun.
Rainbow! So has she seen the yarn?
Oh, no.
And it's sparkly.
Not only has she seen the yarn, she picked it.
Did you just give her a pile to pick from?
We went into my stash. I pulled out my 2 bins of fingering weight yarn, and I was going through trying to find, because I was also trying to find something for my swap partner. Yeah. And she pulled out like 3 skeins, and she goes, "Mommy, I like these." And then she saw this one.
The glitter.
The glitter, the sparkle. Because it was at the bottom of one of my bins. And she's like, "Oh no, Mommy, that's the one I want socks from." So, hence, she's getting socks.
So she pulled out old stash for you.
Yes.
This has got to be feeling good.
And so I am making her rainbow, let's just call them rainbow bright socks. And I decided on the swirl E pattern. Because I really wanted the colors to stand out. She really wants, she wants rainbow stripes, but it's just to keep it interesting. And I know Alicia knit them and liked them.
I did.
So I thought it would just be a good, easy, simple pattern. It's an 8-stitch pattern repeat. I'm doing these on zeros for her, so they last a while. So hopefully they make it through to my second kid.
Right.
And plus, it's easier with her size as she is now. On the zeros, using the Super Sock calculator, it came out exactly to a 56 stitch count. And since
which works with the repeat.
So that is these. And that's all I have for right now. So these are going into detention. Hopefully they only have to be done before December 31st.
Now she can put it into detention, or she could say it's Slug Club. Because Slug Club is gift knitting.
Yes, and it gives me 10 points.
Instead of 5.
Right.
You can put it into detention.
Okay, so it's going into Slug Club.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
We'll just call it gift knitting.
Let's see. I think since we're talking about our Harry Potter stuff, do you know what you're going to be making for next month?
Yes.
Because we're 2 days away.
We are 2 days away. I am going to make antler. So sorry. I'm going to use thank you to Annetta for the advice. So for the main challenge in November, you have to do something with a Patronus. Anything you can tie to a Patronus. Anyone's Patronus. Your Patronus, if you take one of those quizzes online.
And you get different ones in all those quizzes, so I don't know how scientific those are.
Yes.
For this fantasy Harry Potter thing.
You really thought they were scientific?
Well, I thought they'd be even, I would think if you got, a flying one, I got Osprey for one of them. You would think that, the next one might be a bird of flight or something that requires the wind or the air to live. I don't know. So, I didn't do the other quizzes, but I saw that everybody else.
I didn't know quizzes because I don't believe. No. So I was originally going to do the staghorn cable stitch, also known as the double. It's known as the double cable.
Yes.
And after I mentioned that on the last podcast and asked for advice, Annetta said I should do the antler cable in Tin Can Knits.
Now, Annetta has 60 Tin Can Knit things, and she's like, "Hey, which one would I was like, "Tell this."
Yeah.
Because we have that pattern.
Yeah. So, which is great, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm going to use the cable pattern from the antler sweater and antler hat in Tin Can Knits to make a scarf for my friend who asked me for one. And like I said, he's had a rough year. His dad passed away this year. And so that's what I'm going to use to make a scarf. So hopefully it should be a nice, easy, fast knit. I just need to get yarn.
Correct, which we're getting. In a couple, Vogue Knitting Live is coming soon.
And O-Loops will be there.
O-Loops is going to be there.
So, and I've already emailed her to ask her if she was going to have any gray or tonals, because, this is a dude sweater. I can't,
scarf, yeah.
Or scarf, sorry. Dude scarf. Can't really bust out the rainbow colors on a dude scarf.
Well, you could if it was Sean.
Yeah, well.
Or some of our other husbands, right?
Yeah.
Husbands are the best.
But
he's not a husband.
He's not, no. And he's he's very fashionable.
So he's a fashionable male.
Yeah, he just wants it very, monochrome.
Mallrats reference.
Yeah. She just wants a monochrome kind of sweater that he can use with anything. He can dress it up, dress it down.
He has a lot of leather jackets, as I remember.
Leather jackets, wears a lot of black.
Yeah.
So Lydia so nicely responded and said she was going to have some tonal grays, which I think is what I'm going to go for.
Nice.
Hopefully they're in a DK or worsted, so I'm not knitting on the sweater for forever.
That's a good call.
And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I can't cast...
Any of the extra credits?
I haven't even looked at the extra credits.
Okay. One of the extra credits is anything you could find in the Weasley house. I mean, that encompasses everything, right? There's girls and boys as offspring, right? So you could do any size sweater or sock or any garment for any gender, right? And it would fit into their household. You could have stuffies because the mom, Molly Weasley knits, so she probably knit stuffed animals for her kids growing up, right? You could have blankets or household products in any way. Like this one is very open. So maybe if you have a washcloth to do or something to that effect, you could add that to the Weasley household because I'm sure they're using washcloths that were made out of cotton. So that one's one of the extra credits, and I am doing... What did I decide to do? Oh, probably a shawl. I think I'm going to do a lacy shawl of some sort for that
main
one.
Project? Oh, for the Weasley.
For the Weasley house. Yeah.
Oh, and then the other one was anything to do with extra credit was something to do with the classes. That's right. That's why I brought you that pattern.
So Liz brought me this pattern, the Herbology socks. And I'm going to probably cast those on for my DVD socks this month, which I'm very excited about. It looks like it's a very simple cable.
Oh, and a couple... kill two birds with one stone. So DVD.
Yeah. And then Herbology. So it's studying for Hogwarts. So it's anything you can class to the that classes. You would need or require. I think the Woolly Wormhead mystery hat I'm doing this month might qualify because Worm is in her...
Worms, you would need worms and potions class.
Exactly, see? So this one's very open and easy to put stuff into as well. Now for the main challenge, Liz is doing a scarf and I am doing a shawl. Now, this is the... I thought it was Skyamson, but now that I'm looking at it, it's Sickamson shawlette. Now, I looked up Skyamson, and it is after the Thunderbird in the mythologies here in coastal Native American art and literature. And so I thought that would really go with my osprey as the one that came up in one of the What's Your Patronus things. But either way, this is also, the name is Otter Moon Designs, is her name she goes by.
And Otter is Hermione's.
Exactly. So I'm going to use Hermione's Patronus for this one. And this is by Jennifer Miller. Now, this was from the LYS tour in 2016. So I went digging through my patterns. We get free patterns on this LYS tour. And this is one of the free patterns. This is not a free pattern right now. So it's $4. It's much like the Hitchhiker setup of Martina Bem. I really enjoyed that. You've seen it. I made one for Sean. This only has 33 spikes, so it will take only one skein of yarn. This is going to be on US 6s, so it should fly. I'm so excited. I'm hoping this will be as fast as Fractal Danger. I'm going to just keep on showing you this picture. There's yarn overs at the end of your rows by the spikes, so it'll be a little bit more interest too. But it's going to be mindless. This is a garter stitch, asymmetric shawl, just like the Hitchhiker, but there's extra yarn overs in there.
Cool.
And it only requires one skein of yarn. So I'm super stoked on that. I might add another yarn at the end if I don't feel like it's big enough, because I really like to wrap things around. And this will be out of Weasley Boys. There's that's a blue, and I'm hoping it's showing blue. Orange, red, brown. It's really pretty. And from the other ones that I've seen knit up in this past month, it's very much on the red side. So I bet I can unwind this for you.
Oh yeah, it is very red.
So what colorway are you using? Do you know yet?
No, remember I gotta buy the tonal grays.
Oh, that's right. You're buying tonal grays. Okay.
I'm buying grays at Vogue Knitting. Like, I need any excuse to buy yarn. But buying more yarn.
So many people there. Kim has told us to go see somebody who's going to be in booth 202.
She has.
Mm-hmm. She says that she's known one of the gals since she was in junior high school.
Wow.
I think the gal in junior high school. I don't know about Kim in junior high school. We'll find out. But yeah, so she said to go say hi to them, so we will. And they make bags. Now, Liz doesn't have a lot of bags. Liz doesn't use a lot of bags, but I'll probably want to see what's going on.
I like bags. It's just that I tend to try to keep to my only 3 or 4 projects at a time.
Yeah.
On the needles.
I'm just cutting it so you can see it.
Oh, yeah, that's really pretty.
Right?
I think I have this colorway, too.
And that's why there's a lot of red. So it's half red. You guys seeing that? It's half red, and then the orange, blue, and brown is only on that other half of the skein.
So pretty.
So, yeah, mostly red, boys and girls. And then the Herbology, I haven't picked my colorway yet for the DVD skeins. So I don't know what the Herbology socks are going to be. But I'm also doing another lacy shawl from Fish Belly Fibers, which you guys have already seen. So this guy is going to come out into existence. I'm very excited. And then I have another pair of mitts to make. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be.
You so it's are gonna casting be on all the things.
It's going to be Spin Cycle Yarns. Have you guys seen this guy before? Now, they dye in the wool. So before it's spun, they dye it. And then they spin it and sell it as yarn. I don't know. I'm going to correct myself before I even put my foot in my mouth. I don't know if they sell wool, as in fiber form, so that you can spin it. I think they do the dyeing, spin it, sell it as yarn. Don't quote me. Maybe things have changed. Now, this is an old tag. It's called Egg Payback. I'm not even sure. But it's Blue Face Leicester wool. And I feel like there's only 75 grams in this. Yeah. You get 75 grams and 200 yards. So 200 yards of a sport, well, they say sock weight, but I'm going to be, yeah, sport heavyweight is what they describe it. Isn't that sheep fantastic? He's adorable. He's like a little pirate. So yes, so this is the first time knitting with this, but I might have skeined up 2 skeins in 2015 that I haven't knit yet for Sean. Shameful. I know. It is shameful. So maybe this will inspire me to get his into something. I was going to make socks with him. It is 100% BFL. There's no nylon in there. And it doesn't look like it's spun very tightly. So I don't know if socks would be the way to go. So, I don't know. We'll see. But it'll gradient. Slightly. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it in the finished object. I'll keep you posted. Man, this was a haphazard show. This is what happens.
Sorry for all the coughing. I apologize. Alicia's going to try to get
probably edited it out. So you probably don't even know she's sick.
No, you can tell by my voice.
But I think that wraps it up, except, did you get your swap yet? Because I got my swap.
No. I emailed my person to let her know her swap wouldn't go out till after Vogue.
Okay, so you're going to get her something at Vogue.
I'm not sure I'm going to get her something at Vogue, but I didn't want to see something that I wish I would have included in the swap. And she's okay with it because she said...
Mine came from Malaysia. Look at all those stamps.
She said hers... She wasn't going to send hers out till after the first week of November, too. So we're...
good. So you guys are golden.
We're good.
And it sounds like as long as you're communicating with your partner and they know what schedule you guys are on and they're okay with it, Lydia's okay.
And it only needs to be mailed out. Like, the rules were... by November 15th, unless something else came up. Mine will be in the mail by November 15th. So I'm still in the rules.
Okay. So I'm only going to show you the specific knitting related stuff because we're a knitting podcast, right? And I'll try to stick to those kinds of rules and boundaries. I don't know if we usually stick to them. But Lily Go the person who designed the shawl that we've both made and the shawl that I made before that with the beads, she sells yarn. I don't know if you knew that. Well, I've never gotten her yarn before, and my swap partner met her and got to buy yarn from her. And this is Rendezvous Yarn by Lily Go.
Pretty color.
And it's called Lavender. This is fingering weight, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So you know who wants this, Sean. He loves 75-25. That is his preferred sock. I didn't even know you could prefer a sock. Sean does. You get 460 yards and 100 grams. Now, I say it might become a sock. It's not. It's going to be a shawl, and I think it's going to be the next Lily Go shawl, and I'll just add yardage of something else at the end of it, because I will use this entire skein on it, and I'm so excited. So it's going to be Lily Go yarn, Lily Go pattern. There should be another one in January that we can all participate in. There's some cowls going on, but I'm not a cowl knitter. So. And then she knit me a little koozie for my tea, and it's got a little pocket for tea. And we're drinking the tea out of it right now because it was Twining Lady Grey, which is my favorite. Thank you for being so amazing. Paying attention to even the Twining tea part. Isn't that crazy? I got all kinds of goodies from Japan, and I'm very excited about that. She sent coffee for Sean. She sent me a little book with a llama on it. Oh my goodness, do you know how much I love to write little notes? This is going to come in handy. It's got a little bookmark on it too. It's so cute. And there's lined pages on the inside. So that's my llama. And then the bag you saw. And then her friend made a second little bag. I think I could probably put fingerless mitts in here.
Or socks.
Or socks. It's going to be my fingerless mitts bag. Hopefully my DPNs fit in. Oh, Liz is letting me borrow DPNs. Those ones fit. Okay, so I'm going to be using the square for the first time. Have you guys used these before? Square needles?
I like
she
them.
got
They're
them in
pointy.
Spokane, huh?
I ordered them, yes. No, I ordered them from the Collage website.
Okay, invented by Collage, it says. $13, $14 for these. And they're squares. And they said they're ergonomically nicer.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like my hands, so ergonomic for the win. And look, they fit in my bag. So those are going to be my fingerless mitts project bag. Did I show you the inside? No, because I'm a horrible host and never show bags. Are there little houses in there? I've got a neighborhood in there in Paris. A Paris neighborhood in a bag. I love it. So
They're
excited.
called arrondissements.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
She's speaking French to me now. I love it. All right, and she found somebody who makes jewelry in Malaysia. Probably one of the markets there that she gets to go to every single day. Oh, such a mess. But there's little stitch markers.
Aw, pretty.
Right? And there's purple and teal in there, and my favorite green. Oh goodness. It's like she checked out all the stuff that's me, like our swap questions and all that good stuff that's coming up for Knitmas. And all the things were granted. And then there's an elephant, and he's two-sided. It's not even a one-sided elephant. Isn't that amazing? I'm so excited. I love the elephant. So those are gonna go. The elephant's gonna go in there for progress. Very excited. And I think. Oh, and I got a kit.
You got a needle
I get to try needle felting too, guys. Isn't he adorable? It's a giraffe. Do you think a giraffe could be in the Forbidden Forest?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not, right? I mean, I don't make the rules.
It's a magical
I
forest.
might be breaking the rules. Who knows? So there is one more challenge in November that I did not participate in. October. That I didn't participate in the Harry Potter knit along. And that was the Forbidden Forest. And it has to be a craft that isn't knitting or crochet.
A non-knitting craft. Non-knitting or crochet craft.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the felting thing. Maybe. I'm feeling under the weather, and Sean says that he had the same effects that I'm enduring, which is I lost my equilibrium in the middle of the night. I almost fell down the stairs. Thankfully, I was lilting left to right rather than front to back, or I would have been at the bottom of the stairs this morning. And then this morning, I woke up, and even just sitting up in bed, I thought I was on a boat. So I'm not going to be very active today, and probably not tomorrow. Sean broke 3 fevers one night a couple days ago. So I guess I'm looking forward to that. Did you have fevers?
I did have a fever.
Yeah.
I only one night though. But
okay.
Yeah, that was the first it was, you'll probably get it tonight. It was the first night I felt sick. First day I felt sick.
So yeah, so I might be in for a good couple of fun. And so Annetta, if you're watching this was the day I was supposed to go find some beads for our next knitting adventure. I don't think I'm driving anywhere. I probably shouldn't drive anywhere. And we're not even going to lunch after this. Like, I'm not leaving the house. So,
I didn't give her this cold, by the way.
Sure.
That's why I avoided it.
Sure.
No, Sean picked it up from work. Sean had it first.
He picked it up from work for sure. Because now his coworkers and his boss are out with the flu.
Yeah, so. See? It wasn't me. It's going around.
Yeah, they must have been sharing food or cups or something.
It's going around.
Yeah, I told him, oh, it's great. It's not contagious. This is awesome. And then I wake up this morning not feeling myself, which totally stinks. This box was awesome. Allison, you outdid yourself. I feel like it's going to outshine what I sent you. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope you love the box I sent you. But man, you even knit something for me. I was going through things thinking, oh, I should knit something. Oh, I should knit something. It's not going to fit in my box. I was determined to not change the volume of my box. So that was on me. And when you get it, you'll be like, wow, this thing is really packed. Like, I had to like tape it closed to be completely closed. That's how packed that little box was. But man, this swap was so much fun. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought just packing the box was going to be fun. Getting a box with your name on it that's covered in stamps. Honestly, it looked like you wrapped this thing in stamps, and it was hilarious. I've decided that the Prime Minister of Malaysia was all over my box. And so now we have to watch Zoolander because we keep doing little Zoolander clips the last couple days because of it. But yes, success.
Yes, we need to answer a question.
Okay. What does knitting mean to you, I think was the question.
You didn't want to answer it last week.
Because you didn't.
Yeah.
Because I thought we ran too long, and this is going to run too long, too.
We better answer the question.
Yeah. So some people answered in 2 words. Can you answer in 2 words?
Yes. I can answer in 2 words. Knitting to me means friendship, because I love the friendships that I've made. I mean, it's added a deeper layer to our friendship. Alicia and I were already great friends before we both started knitting, and knitting just helps us hang out. And then for me, it's just meditative, relaxing. Like, that's all I can say. It's like,
more than 2 words.
Hey, well, I can't.
It's 3 words.
It's 3 words. Meditative, relaxing. Those would probably be the 2 words for me. Like, I'm happy if. I mean, I am a completionist. I like to finish things, but I don't need to finish anything to be relaxed while knitting.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I definitely see that as a therapy kind of situation. Try to get where the sun is not. Okay,
not on your forehead.
It'll float around for you guys. It's like a ghost story. My ghost story about knitting. For me, at the time that I started really getting back into crochet and knit, it was shortly after Sean's battle and winning over cancer. So at the time, I just needed something to make, right? Like when you're going through something severe in medical situations, you just feel really drained because your person is dying, right? Something is dying in your world and you're seeing just degeneration. He became looking like a skeleton during this time. He lost like 60 pounds. And he's only 5'5", so you can imagine where that came from. All of him was just deteriorating. So I needed something that I could make, and I needed to complete something. I needed to just have something growing in my world. For a long time, I was gardening, and I really picked up knitting when you couldn't grow anything outside. So it was winter time. And so I found that I wanted to garden, but I didn't want to eat anything from my garden, right? So I was just giving food away because I was growing things like crazy. This is when my garden grew a lot, my flower garden. So when everything went dormant, I needed something that wasn't dying off, and knitting was that for me. So for me, this was a big piece of therapy, just to regain some kind of focus on something that would be a departure from my everyday life. And I'm really glad I had that moment of, wait, I know how to crochet. I can crochet things. I can make things with my hands, and I can get my mind out of my normal day-to-day. So this was an escape for me. And I think this was a very natural pathway to have some kind of therapy in my life. So I would say therapy and the friendships that I have made since, and our bond has gotten stronger. It got us back to communicating on a
more regular basis.
Because I'm sure you guys have all experienced this. When someone is going through medical stuff, they really close up, and everything's very internalized, and you're focusing on just, I'm getting to go into chemotherapy every single day for a year, and you have a hard time connecting with people when you're in this situation of a tight schedule, that you don't really want to talk about it, because when you verbalize it, you get really emotional. And yeah, it helped us get back to the friendship we had before Sean was sick. So and you find more people.
Because now we have, our village has grown. Our knitting village started with just me and Alicia and our friend Janelle.
Yeah.
And then now our knitting village is all you guys.
Yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being amazing. This should segue right nicely into Knitmas, which is coming up. We have 2 more days. When you see this, we'll only have 1 more days of sign up. And that's out on the boards. It's a locked thread for the main swap, but there's a brainstorming thread that it links to that puts out 15, maybe 16 questions, because I added a question today about how you want to do a swap. What kind of yarn do you like? What colors do you wear? What don't you wear if you don't wear cowls or mittens, or you hate to make matching sets? It could be anything. There's plenty of questions out there. If there's a question that I missed, please put it out there. I just realized we didn't have any international questions, so I changed that last week. So yeah, I think there's about 16 questions. So go out there, reply to each question so that we can just go to replies and see everybody's answer. Now, a lot of people were on the fence of whether this should be a secret swap or a very transparent swap. And there was a lot of him and hawing, and there really wasn't anybody committing to say, no, let's all do secret. So it's going to be a secret swap. I know, Liz, I even apologized in the thread. I said,
I wanted it to be an open swap, because I wanted people to yell at me to get my butt in gear.
So I guess I can yell at her on the podcast. But the last final question, you guys will know if you've answered the question or not by me announcing this, is, do you want a thread open so that we can share what we're knitting, even though this is a secret swap? I was thinking, this way I could say, well, I'm going to make this, and maybe somebody else wants to make it too with me. And maybe, secretly, that could be my partner who's knitting it with me. So in the end,
know.
Right, we'll find out later that we've been knitting along the whole time. So you will know your partner will not know you. I'm really sorry about the lighting.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out too.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Sewing it again. Bye.